What's up? This is your girl Melissa Smith, author of Theory of Rebellion. This is Mel's Rebellion, and with my series, My Theory. I don't know why I called it My Theory when the channel's called My Rebellion. I think it would have been cooler if I just called it My Rebellion because it's cooler that I called it My Rebellion. And today, I'm going to talk about, what am I talking about today? I think I really want to talk about music today. I was taking notes, but I stopped. Yay. But it's music. I have an associate's degree in it, and I wrote a book about being in a band. I wrote 2 books about being in a band, and my nails are not done at all today. I did kind of shape them a little bit, but oh well. So, music. What is my issue with music? My issue is that I do not fit a normal stereotype of music because of my skin. Yes, I believe it or not, some people may not understand this, but when I was younger, and even sometimes now, people have a hard time believing that I don't listen to music that is stereotypically what black people listen to. So, um, and I think it's weird. It's like if you say that you like rock music and you're black, they can. Most people consider it white music. I think that's changing a lot. And like I've seen with a lot of younger people. A lot more with younger people. And I mean younger, like 10 years younger than me, like mid 20s, mid late 20s. That it's not such an issue anymore for people to listen to different genres. Most people listen to several different genres, especially Gen Z. I'd like to applaud them a lot for just being um, so much more logical and and open to being who they are. And I realize this scares a lot of people from other generations because we were all taught, no, you just fit into your little box that we told you to go in. And these kids don't necessarily care about or see the boxes. They don't go into the boxes. They can be told to go into boxes, but they don't go into the boxes. And I love it. So it's also kind of frustrating because I don't have people my age to find that will be accepting of the way that I am, and especially not older people. And um, if I say that I'm goth, like gatekeeping aside, with all the stereotype and racism, um, yeah, I'm not necessarily even seen as what I am. Hmm. So one of the biggest problems that I have with not being seen as what I am and not being allowed to listen to, well, not that I'm not allowed, I'm not expected to listen to what I enjoy, is that we created it. Like, I mean, forget the whole, well, not forget. I am a big component of the fact that, there are just different types of humans. Like, a lot of people are really strict on the fact that there are different races. When human is a race, like we're all humans. There's just different types of humans. So, and genetically, we all come almost from the same place, and that it has evolved as people adapt to living on this planet, which means that some humans have lived on different parts of the planet than others. And yeah, it's ridiculous that we see those differences and make hissy fits about it. That's basically, I mean, how else am I supposed to call it? They're throwing hissy fits because we look different. And because somebody somewhere at some point said something, and now I get to throw a hissy fit because somebody somewhere said something and did something and looked like something. Oh well, it's crazy. So, the origin of rock and roll is that, oh God, I had all this in my head. It's always in my head. Okay, so we have the origin of Delta blues. We have Friedman who are working and being screwed over often and still living their lives, still expected to live their lives, and they find a place to have a good time, and they go and play music. And this is my understanding of the history of Delta Blues. This music was loved by many people, including people who didn't look like the people who were creating it. And so they decided that they were going to make money off of this and have people who look like them play the same songs and make more money. And they, it's cultural appropriation. They called it theirs and they took it from other people. That's that's the definition. So and not give them any credit, took their rights from them, took all the money from products that they created. It's not like, because I get annoyed. Someone's gonna fight me. Someone's gonna get angry. I don't care. None. People call Eminem culturally appropriating. Eminem never said he created rap. Eminem never said, I am rap. None of you did anything. No, he did not. He he actually raps with other people and say what they did is what they did and what he does is what he does. Like, he treats everybody like an individual, as far as I know. Like, as far as the world knows. I don't know that much about him. I know some of his music. I don't really like rap. So, you know, I have never seen him to actually just be like, forget black people. I mean, he's always got Dr. Dre with him. If he was really trying to steal rap and say that only him and other white rappers were the only people doing rap, he wouldn't have Dr. Dre with him all the time. Like, he seems to just be there. I don't know. Maybe he's just there when I see him. Like I said, I'm not a big rap fan, so what I know of Eminem is him hanging out with Dr. Dre. And now I've told you how old I am. I'm running out. Okay, that was my first point. My experience as a kid. I already talked about that. Man, my notes suck today. I need to edit this. I'm really actually just making a video because I can't always make videos. I have a lot more to say about this stuff. I can't believe I really only had two things on my notes for music. I guess one of the other biggest things that's on my mind has consistently been on my mind for a while. I can't talk today. So I can hear everything. I can hear my chair. Can you hear my chair? So there's this Lil Nas X. I would not know about Lil Nas X if I wasn't a parent of a child. Like, my son came home from preschool going, ain't nobody tell, wait, that's not it. Can't nobody tell me nothing. And then I would hear the other kids saying it. And I just thought that, like, this is something that, like, older parents say, like, or, especially people who work with kids, like, you got kids that you can't tell them anything. So you say, I mean, it's something that you hear. Like, I've always heard that most of my life. That kid, you can't tell him nothing. So I thought the kids were just mimicking the adults. And so later I find out that it's a full-fledged song. It's, yeah. So that's how I know about him. So Montero came out, and there are people, like, freaking out. So, yeah, it reminds me of the fact that for a long time, and especially, well, not just American history, but most of musical history, restrictions have been put on what people can be artistic about. And the whole point of being an artist is to express what you have in you, in your soul. If it was in him to express in such a really enormously artistic way his struggle with being himself, basically. And if that aspect of being himself was sexual, then that's what it was. But my 6-year-old has never heard that song. He has heard the other song, Now, if other kids he's around or singing a song, he might hear it. And you know what? I've heard the lyrics. If he hears it, hmm. But if he saw the music video, it wouldn't be a problem for me when he got older to see it. He's six. Like, sex is irrelevant. Like, you're not ready in any way, mentally, physically, at all, for sex. So, for me, it was, I, I'm one of those parents that say, I can control what my kid watches. My kid doesn't have to see that. He doesn't have to know it exists. He didn't have to see the BET Awards. I don't even watch BET. I'm just the BET is for a select group of black people. It's a huge select group of black people. I don't fit into that group, obviously. So I didn't even know it was going on until everyone was flipping out because he went and kissed a dude on stage, like as part of the performance. That you had to actually. It's not like anyone and everyone saw it, but here's my thing, and I'm going off subject a little bit, but I have to say this. As a parent and someone who's worked with kids, the argument that a lot of people have about this is that kids will be influenced. Like, he's an influencer, and that he's going to teach them that they should be gay. No, they're not. Do you know? Do you have any idea? Think back when I say this. Teachers all over the world, well, especially America, let's say America because America's kind of dumb. Every child has been exposed to and influenced by and told that they have to and shown in glamorous ways and boring ways. Math. Not every kid grows up to be a mathematician. They don't care. They don't they don't it just rolls off of them. Like, even working with smaller kids, like my kid's age, like my son's age, kindergarten, preschool, well, he's going to first grade. It, you expose them to things that you think that they're going to like, that's appropriate. They don't care. Right? They only care if they want to care. Like, they're not, they are sponges to knowledge if they want to be. You can't just take any kid and put something in front of them and expect them to like it. And maybe this was the point that I needed to make when I wanted to make this music video. It's not a video about music. It's not a music video, obviously. But I grew up with BET and Motown and like soul, rap, R&B. Like, that's all we played. My parents came out of Nation of Islam. It was black and proud. I'm still black and proud. I'm proud enough to know that as a black person, I can listen to whatever I want. I can think whatever I want because I'm a human. And that's what I got out of it, that we are just as human as anyone else. But my entire childhood was brought up with a certain persona of black on top of the knowledge that I can be whatever I freaking want to because I'm a human, unfortunately. Um, that's a whole nother story. I can tell you about rather being an alien than a human. But if this is what I grew up with, and this is what I should be, right? But I'm not. Like, I have almost no interest in it. It's not my thing. My thing is something that wasn't exposed to me. Like, I had very little exposure to rock music. I had even less exposure to heavy metal, and it probably wasn't even techno. And there wasn't industrial back when I was a kid. I think I don't. I should look that up to see how old industrial is, but I don't think it's. Well, like, I don't know. Like, okay, no, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna do my research maybe someday. So let's put it this way: like, the small amount of it that I was exposed to, like Michael Jackson and Tina Turner and Prince, it's a tiny bit. Like it's a tiny, tiny little fraction of even just from what, not just those artists, like not all those, a fraction of what Michael Jackson did was like very, very rock. Like especially in the 80s, he did rock, and then later he did something else. But then it was when I was like 6 or 7, I was obsessed with Michael Jackson, and especially the end of Moonwalker when he covered the Beatles, and it was very like glam rock metal, and I would play that part over and over and over again. My parents, my mom especially, got sick of it. I'll still listen to it now because I love that cover so much, but it was just that tiny little exposure that pulled something out of me that was already there. Like Little Nas X can't come out and say that I'm gay, and all of a sudden kids are like, "Hey, this is what I need to be." Like I kind of feel like it needs to already be in them. It needs to be some spark inside of them that relates to it before before they decide that they are going to be comfortable with their self. Not that they're going to necessarily just be gay because the singer that I liked when I was a kid was gay. No, I'm not. I'm not goth because I saw somebody. I had never seen a goth until like middle school. I think maybe excuse me, um Smashing Pumpkins was the first. So, yeah, mhm. I'm going to say Smashing Pumpkins was my first exposure to like any form of goth music, which is probably why I'm very much a 90s goth. I don't like, and that's where the gatekeepers come in and say you're not goth because I didn't like the 80s. I don't like almost anything from the 80s except for myself. That's a stupid joke. I had no choice when I was born, but yeah, those are some things that those are my theories. That is my theory that kids don't just like something just because they saw it. Like if they liked everything they saw, they would love math. They would all be doctors. They would be obsessed with learning because, they spend 13 years in school, like legally forced to be exposed to education. So why do we have a shortage of teachers if what they're exposed to is supposed to encourage them to be what they see? Then shouldn't they all be teachers? Like we should be an abundance of teachers, right? So that's my theory. I will talk to you later. And I think this is the longest video I've ever done. Bye.